There are 10 books I wish I had read when I was in college. You've just reached the ideal stage in your life to really start understanding more about being productive, achieving a good work-life balance, and really get a good idea on how your brain works. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming to start learning more about self-development because there are huge amounts of information scattered across the internet, and it's really difficult to pick reliable sources and have all of that information nicely compiled and ready for your consumption. So every time I feel overwhelmed about a specific subject, I immediately start searching for a book that really teaches me how to cover that specific topic. So today I have 10 books that do exactly that. They teach you all about productivity, mindfulness, digital minimalism, how to take notes, how to study for college, and they're basically essential for your academic career. Of course, that you can read all of them at once, or you can read them throughout your journey, or you can also read them after you finish college. Actually, most of these I've read after my master's, but I just wish I had them back at the time. Okay, so the first book I recommend is How to Be a Productivity Ninja by Graham Alcott. This book is a crash course on productivity and is perfect for anyone who is getting started or anyone who just needs to review the basics. Graham Alcott covers a whole bunch of incredibly important topics: attention management, habit building, the importance of capture and collecting, list making, time management techniques, you name it. So How to Be a Productivity Ninja is a great way to get started on your productivity journey, or in case you want to review the basics, because it's a book that mentions methods that can either be applied to a student as well as someone entering the job market, or even someone who is just starting their business. The bullet journal method is the second one I recommend. It was created by the original creator of the bullet journal, Ryder Carroll. The simple and original way to bullet journal is incredibly powerful, flexible, and easy to use. And this book breaks down the whole process seamlessly. Okay, so in case you want to learn more about bullet journaling, this is the only resource you'll ever need. In fact, I highly recommend you to read this book, and I encourage you not to dwell too long on the internet, because you'll find that bullet journaling is used for aesthetic purposes, for art journaling, and sometimes that can feel really overwhelming if you're just getting started. Atomic Habits by James Clear is a staple book for anyone interested in creating a great routine and a great habit building system. The whole concept is that the creation and implementation of incredibly small habits, one at a time, is the most successful way to stick to a specific habit. So if you haven't created your routine before, this is your basic resource. As work in college starts piling up, your morning routine, your evening routine, and all the other smaller routines you establish in your daily life will act as your anchors, and they will guide you through the process. Atomic Habits is really great at showing you how you can build and successfully implement new habits, as well as how simple it is. This is definitely an unskippable book. How to Become a Straight A Student is your quick and short guide for great grades. It was written by Cal Newport, who also wrote another book I'll mention later, and it has a lot of practical examples on how to manage your schedule, set a powerful to-do list, and study for exams. So the interesting thing is, although this book was written by Cal Newport, it had a ton of contributions from top students. It gets into the practical nitty-gritty of being a good student, as well as showing you the daily life of a student, how to build habits, how to schedule tasks, but it also gives some theoretical, explanations of what's behind these practical examples. It covers all the college basics, such as how to manage your time every day, fight procrastination, and schedule tasks. And it also elaborates on how to take smart notes, understand the material, and how to prepare for tests and quizzes. Finally, the book also covers all you need to know about essays and papers, telling you exactly how you should conduct all researching, outlining your papers, crafting the story, and editing your documents. Digital Minimalism was also written by Cal Newport. The idea behind the concept is very simple. Just like you would declutter your personal belongings using general minimalism practices, digital minimalism suggests that you should be decluttering your digital tools and technology as well. Okay, so the main reason for decluttering is very simple. Technology and social media are addictive. Much like other substances or behaviors, it acts as an intermittent positive reinforcement of those habits. It's also a drive for social approval, and this basically becomes a weapon fighting against your productivity while you're in college. So the idea here is not to eliminate technology and apps and social media, it's to turn them into allies for your study and your productivity. So for any college student getting into practice right now, will really help you throughout your academic journey, as well as, for any job you enter after you finish college. "10 Steps to Earning Awesome Grades" is a great book written by fellow YouTuber Thomas Frank, and the ebook version is actually available for free on College Info Geek. This book also covers the essentials, and it has a great feature. So instead of just presenting a couple of topics, it guides you through 10 easy steps, starting from how you should focus and take notes in class, to planning basics, staying organized, studying smarter, and making successful group projects. So although you can purchase the physical copy on Amazon, for instance, you have the ebook version for free. And that makes it a very useful and powerful resource because you can carry it with you on the go, in your laptop, in your iPad, as well as your phone. How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren is one of those books I've been raving for years since I read it. And its main purpose is teaching you how to thoroughly analyze a book, specifically textbooks, which rely a lot on analytical reading. Analytical reading is a more complex and systematic kind of reading. It should be thorough, complete, the best reading you can do. Okay, so this book teaches you a lot about reading. It teaches you the value of skimming, the value of outlining your book, researching the book previously to read it, namely finding the topics, the subtopics, and the chapters, making the book your own while taking notes on the margins. It's a really interesting read, highly recommended for college students because most of your reading assignments will definitely require you to conduct analytical reading. The Organized Mind is a great book to read throughout your college journey, but I wouldn't call it a very practical book or something you'd pick up to grasp a few basic concepts on planning and productivity. Its main purpose is to show you how your brain processes the information overload we're currently living and what you can change and adapt in order to think straight. Okay, so this book right here is divided into 9 main chapters. So part 1 talks about, what's behind cognitive overload and how attention and memory work. It's also the most theoretical part, and the most practical part happens in part 2, and I think it has a part 3, So part 2 and 3 are a little bit more practical, and the book has a more detailed structure on how to organize your home, your social world, how to conduct efficient time management, and so on. It also teaches you how to interpret and filter information for good decision making, as well as how you can translate all of these organization and time management principles into the business world. Essentialism is also one of the books that will stick with you after college. The main concept of essentialism is removing the less important parts in your life, independently of the stage or area it relates to, and investing in what's important. This book asks really important questions, such as, where are we spending our time? Where are we spending our effort? How are we getting entertained? Are we spending time with the people that we really love? Or just because we say yes to things all the time? Although I don't want to spoil it, essentialism talks about a couple of really interesting and important concepts, such as the importance of admitting failure to beginning success, the efficiency of the 90% rule, the importance of building buffers to deal with the unexpected, and the principle of being able to control how we choose among our options, even if we don't have control over them. If this may sound like a book that will provoke, an existential crisis, I think that is actually its main purpose. So I think you should seek that crisis in your college years, because this is the perfect time for you to start questioning some things and some preconceptions. I think it's really important for you to find out as soon as you can what's toxic for you, what people are toxic, what situations are toxic, and start thinking about whether you need those things in your life and how you can eliminate those things from your life ASAP. Finally, I think you should read Hyperfocus while you're in college. In my personal opinion, the author chose a terrible name for this book, as the hyperfocus expression in the book has nothing to do with the hyperfocus people with ADHD experience. Still, it's on this list because I deeply enjoyed the book despite its poor naming, and I specifically liked how Chris Bailey underlined the importance of scatter focus, an attentional mode where you let your brain roam free to solve problems. Okay, so I believe that this duality between, a deep focus mode and a scatter focus mode is incredibly important, and students should know how this works and how they can tap into both of those modes as soon as possible. While hyperfocus mode taps into the more, the most analytical part of your brain, the scatter focus mode will tap into the decision making, the problem solving, the creative part of your brain. Both of them are very important in your college career, as well as, for any job you enter when you leave college. You can actually purchase all of these books in digital format to carry them with you on your computer. And since we've been talking a lot about learning and studying in a digital age where everything is available online on your computer, and a lot of your textbooks, your materials, and your notes will be kept inside your computer, I think it's really important for you to know how to back up all of that information. And for that, you can count on Backblaze. Backblaze gives you unlimited computer backup for Macs and PCs for all files in your computer. If something happens, you can restore your files anywhere by directly downloading them on the web or storing by mail. This way you can have your data shipped to you on a flash or external drive with full refunds upon return. In case you want to try it out, you can start a fully featured trial that requires no credit card. After that, it's $7 a month with no add-ons or gimmicks. So seriously, back everything up, including your 10 new book recommendations, and get your free trial by clicking the button on the screen right now or going to the link in the description box below. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!